What's up guys, Zealous here, and in this video I am going to show you how to do Special Week UTTU. Special Week UTTU up from 1 to 3, really easy. 4 and 5 is where it gets hard, but let's go to the first one, and I'm going to show you how I did it and what my tips would be. So this was my squad. I have a Lilia, Leanne, Tooth Fairy, and Bugburn. On my main DPS carry, I just use Regulus and Lalania. I have different cards here now, but basically Anna and Lee is the same. We do, after taking action, increase the leftmost character, so we are buffing the leftmost character just like in UTTU. In this one, we have a damage taken reduction. I always have this on the second one because it is really good. After casting ultimate, the leftmost character gains 2 moxie. So basically buffing the first one, just like in UTTU. Basically all of this is more or less just like UTTU. Tooth Fairy has her card when landing a critical hit while using a healing incantation. The critical portion heal increases, so more healing. And this one just buffs the first guy when you ever deal damage. You are going to be dealing damage if you have Tooth Fairy a lot, since her debuff is really strong. This one is just give the leftmost character 1 moxie after the round is over, if she has moxie. And the Tooth Fairy is damage reduction. Damage reduction, really strong. Would recommend damage reduction on everything. So the first one, as you can see, is just purely a DPS phase. First buff, debuff, debuff with Tooth Fairy, so you do more damage, obviously. And then just use her debuff if you have it. If not, heal your units to full HP. Not really needed. I overheal a lot, so that's one of my problems, but you don't really have to overkill because they don't do that much damage in general. In general, up from 1 to 3rd stage, this is really easy. And killing these guys is gonna be really easy. So first focus on the Scarecrow, then on the other guys. What I found, I did the other way, but I found that killing the Scarecrow first helped me a lot. If you have abilities that kill the damage multiple characters, obviously that would be the preference. I just wasted two gunshots, but that it is what it is. So as you can see, the buffs on my Lilia are just going up. Every round, she just does more and more damage. So she got 10, 15, 5 stacks, so... You know, just very OP. And this is how I did the first stage. Now we can move on to the second one. The cards in the second one don't really change from the first one. And I don't think I have to show you guys how to do the second one since, or... I don't know. It is more or less the same. However, I have switched out my Lilia with a Centurion since the enemies are weak to Beast type. So I have my Tooth Fairy. Took my Necrologist to buff the whole team with her ult. So that's what it is. And that's more or less it. Card is still the same. It is still... Oh, I have a different card, but it is the one that uses one more ability. So that's the second stage. Third one, also, I don't have anything to say since I just switched it back to... Oh, but this time I did Bugburn. So the enemies are weak to leave. So I guess we can check it out. It's the same card. I just switched my main DPS and switched the Centurion to over here, and I switched her card to Jessica. We can see the Jessica card right here. It's just attack plus 60 after using a mass ultimate that inflicts poison on the enemies. So it's not really needed, but you could keep the last card and just have her do more and more damage. So let's just jump right into it. Mainly you want to kill Veronica first, because she does have a debuff ability, and whenever your ultis come up, you just ulti the boss. I found that TTT doesn't do that much damage, so she can be rightfully ignored. So as you can see, I'm just using abilities. One ultimate came up. See, buff, debuff, debuff, ult. This is what my cycle usually looks like. And then ult with her. And then after I've got no more ultis up, continue with the killing of Veronica. There we go. And that's about it, you know? I used the ultimates. I did a mishap here. I overkilled it a little bit. No, I did it fine. Debuff, buff, and then we do damage. So that should always be your cycle. You should always be buffed, have enemies debuffed, and do damage. So that's basically it. For this stage, I'm gonna let it play out. Why not? But that's more or less it, you know? The first 3 stages, as I said, were really easy. It is on the 4th stage that I started having the most issues. Now you see, more or less, it is GG. Just kill this guy. Luckily, I can still use my ulti on Bugburn, but I did a mishap over here. Yeah, I should have buffed myself, debuffed him, used ulti on TTT, and then just used this card on the boss, and it would have been over. And it would have been over 1 round earlier than this. Now I just don't have enough DPS to finish it in 1 round, so this is gonna go to 3 more. So, yeah. And I did 3 kicks, so it is what it is. So, this is the 3rd one. Now we come to the fun part, to the 4th stage. Well, the 4th stage has the birds that everyone hates that resurrect each other. So I have Lilia as my main DPS. Oh, I have Centurion as my main DPS, since Lilia would be weak. Yeah, wouldn't matter. Centurion is good. And Lee is good. I tried switching Burn to Soneto, because Soneto also does multiple damage, but Soneto didn't do that much, and since her buff clashes with N Lee, I just kept N Lee in and didn't use Soneto, but the cards are more or less the same. So you want to try killing these birds at the same, since at the end of the round, if HP is below 40%, summon 1 bird. Round starts with them, I think, so you'll see what I mean when I come to the end. So basically just buff, debuff, and attack. Use abilities that damage multiple characters as much as you can. And you're gonna get poisoned all the time. So if you have a guy that debuffs, removes ailments, pollution, that would be great. But I countered that by just using a healing incantation every round, and that more or less worked. I count this as more of a brute force reaction. So it is what it is. And as you can see, I still use the Burden card that uses 1 more incantation. So what I more or less just did is focus on one person. I did a mistake here. Yeah, I should have used ultis from them. So I should have used a Centurion ult, I should have used an NN Lee ult. I mean, one of the ults, not both. I would probably have used an NN Lee ult if I would have done it again. But yeah, if you don't have a way to get pollution off, just heal with your Tooth Fairy. My Tooth Fairy is I3 level 1, I think, or level 10. So she's not in high into I3. And now this is what I mean when I say that I think that the round starts with them, since I killed 2 of the birds here, as you can see. There we go. I didn't kill any bird. Now I got greedy here. I could have waited one more round, but I didn't think I would have survived. So I did this. Boom. I thought those shots from burn will do a lot more damage than they actually did. Now I thought this was done, but I guess it's not, because he doesn't want to summon stuff, so this is how you do it. And now we come to the last one. The one that I had like... I spent like 20 minutes figuring out how actually you can do it. And the solution was more or less just brute forcing again, kind of. So I used 2 healers, Balloon Party and Tooth Fairy, to out heal the Butcher's DPS. I used with George the Oak Vertin card that makes the leftmost character deal 80% more damage. Also have Lilia on here, since she is stronger. Not to him, to the blob, but to Butcher Bubble. So basically you want to kill the bubble first, and how you do that is basically just by not attacking the Butcher as much as you can. When he has a buff on him, after a taunt, see, after casting an ultimate enters a taunt state. When he is in taunt, I would recommend just using your buffs, debuffs, and just moving cards around, so you can have a good rotation of heals. I found that having 2 healers is really optimal, or maybe, yeah, 2 healers would be probably good. 3 would have been better. If you have 3 healers and a main DPS, that would probably be GG. I do think that my burn on here would have done more damage, almost definitely, but you know, you can see. I dragged this out till almost the last round, so you know, it is what it is. Didn't use Centurion though. Didn't want to use Centurion also. Also, Lilia now has a defense card, so I would recommend every person here, every person on your team having a defense boosting card, because he does good damage. You see, I more or less just kill the blob, since every ability that you're going to be using on the Butcher, he is going to do 1 ability back. So now he has the taunt effect. I just healed, debuffed, and now he doesn't have it anymore. Using the ultis, counter, easy game. Yeah, I think she would have done more damage if I would have switched her, Burn and Lilia. If I would have switched these 2, it would have been better. Yeah, Lilia kept dying before, but after I gave her the defense card, it was all really easier, so... He does get more powerful as the rounds go on, but I think if you stay relatively healthy, have the defense cards, which by now you should have almost every card in Udu. I stopped grinding the Udu mark. I stopped grinding the cards since I more or less have all the cards that I need. Yeah, see, all you do is heal, damage the blob, and heal again. So you know. And I am gonna do progressively more damage with Lilia, so it is what it is. So, you know, just keep the boss debuffed, keep yourself buffed if you have a buffer. I am more or less, when I am refreshing the cards, I am more or less looking for the heals more than anything. A lot of the times I am just gonna have a Balloon Party heal, but that is not gonna be enough. For example, right now, I only have a Balloon Party heal. I would have switched, but my units weren't on low HP, so it wasn't that big of an issue. So I did 35 last time, I did 43 this time. I think next time it's gonna be like 50k or something like that. All of our other characters are not gonna be that good, so I would recommend using 1 defense card on each of your characters, and on the last three, just having your leftmost DPS unit buffed. So you know, is what it is. See, she fucking destroyed them, and then both of them are dead. So yeah. Hopefully that helped. So I switched the cards here around. I switched my Lilia card with this Mechanical Friend. Damage taken reduction plus 10%. And when entering battle at the start of every second round activates Ghostly, reducing the damage dealt by 20% and increasing the damage they take by 20%. So that is also really, really good. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this helped, and I'm gonna see you guys next video.